Transfer portal is just ablaze. Connor Wigman, the Texas A&M quarterback, we talked about him the other night. We said we thought he'd end up at Houston. Well, in the last 24 hours, he is committed to Houston. So we got that one out of the way. Darian Mensah, kid that played quarterback for Tulane this past year. Really, really good. Jesse, I want to say 22-6. Something along those lines was the touchdown to interception ratio. It's just weird what I remember. Told you we expected him to commit to Duke. He is committed to Duke. So we went 2 for 2 there. Now, Fernando Mendoza is the quarterback from Cal. And there are many people just on the scouting side of this game who think he has NFL upside. 6'5", 225. He's the number 9 overall ranked player in the portal right now, number 2 quarterback. And Georgia, Indiana, UCLA, Wisconsin, these are some of the early names that we've heard with him. He's a redshirt sophomore right now. That's one to watch. I know if you didn't watch a whole lot of Cal this year, you maybe think, Cal? Well, yeah, Cal. Pay attention. Pay close attention. I mean, Cam Ward was at Incarnate Word a couple of years ago. So, yes, pay attention to Fernando Mendoza there. Malik Murphy, Jackson Arnold. Those are 2 other names. Malik Murphy was at Duke. He's in the portal, and they just went and got there, so I doubt he's going to exit the portal. Jackson Arnold, leaving Oklahoma. I think Malik Murphy already visited Auburn, and that was a couple of days ago. They're still in it for Jackson Arnold. Here's the thing. I think Auburn fans will attest to this. You've got the ideal blueprint of what you want at quarterback, and it's not in the portal right now. You can sell yourself all you want to as your season goes down the drain that, well, once we get into the December, January period, we'll go in the portal, we'll get our quarterback. Well, you can only get out of the portal what's in the portal. And Auburn's ideal quarterback, I don't think is in the portal right now. Malik Murphy's a good player. Jackson Arnold, good player. I don't think any Auburn fan out there who's honestly assessed those guys and has assessed the landscape would say, yeah, slam dunk, one of those 2 is our answer. They could be serviceable players. They could be good players for you. But that's not what Auburn's looking for. Auburn's not looking for the ability to go get a good, solid player. They want to go get a game changer. They want to find their Cam Ward. And everyone does, man. Not just you guys. Everyone wants to find that. There's not one in all likelihood in the portal right now. It's still got a ways to go, okay? We're at December 12th right now. The thing doesn't close, quote unquote, until the 28th, and really even after that, you got a bunch of teams that are going to play beyond the 28th before their season ends. The rule is any team who plays beyond December 28th, when their season concludes, that roster has an extra 5 days to declare for the transfer portal. So it will be into January and beyond before we really get closure on all this. But I don't know where Auburn's going to go right now. Maybe they don't. The latest on the wide receiver market, Eric Singleton. Jesse, is he still the number 1 overall ranked player in the portal right now? He is. He's the wide receiver from Georgia Tech. Really good player. Georgia's still involved here heavily. We told you that the other night. Ole Miss, hearing some Ole Miss, hearing some Auburn. So I expected there to be a market for this guy. Look at him. Now, that does you no good if you're listening on podcast. But I think that there's still a little ways to go in that one. Dane Key is another wide receiver from Kentucky, 1,800-yard guy over his career, 14 touchdowns last 3 seasons. Probably going to visit Georgia soon. There's some Ole Miss smoke there as well. So this wide receiver market's been fairly deep. There are some good players. There's some difference-making players to get here. Eric Rivers is another one. I don't want to forget him. That's the wide receiver from FIU. Top 5 in receiving yards and touchdowns in like all of the sport. He just did it down at FIU where none of you hardly paid attention. Miami, Nebraska, Colorado, Penn State, they're all involved there. Williams Nwaneri, this one was tough for me to watch. Williams Nwaneri was a 5-star edge guy just this past cycle, 2024. And he committed to Missouri, and you remember the footage probably if you follow recruiting. Drinkwitz and his whole staff celebrated like they had just been given a stay of execution, and he's already in the portal. And now he's out of the portal because he's committed to Nebraska. He went in there with the dreaded do not contact tag. So make of that what you will. They've lost multiple guys. Nebraska had lost multiple guys because Tony White, the defensive coordinator, went to FSU. So Williams Nwaneri is a very big addition for them. Jaheim Otis left Alabama. There were some crystal ball picks in for him to go to Ole Miss. That's kind of flipped to Colorado. He hasn't committed there yet, but that's kind of flipped to Colorado. I think initially the price tag on Jaheim was a little high. That may have come down in the market. And to be honest, I'm not at the forefront of that. I just get little bits and pieces here and there and haven't gotten an update that on a couple of weeks. But I know initially price tag was probably a little high there, a little steep. That's not the first time that's ever happened and won't be the last. I'm really watching that quarterback situation at Auburn. I wonder, frankly, I wonder what a number of these teams are planning on doing at quarterback. And just remember now, we got a ton of teams in the playoff. It's not 4, it's 12. So we got 12 rosters in the playoff. Generally, you're not going to see guys defect from those teams while they're still alive in the playoff right now. So as they get knocked out, it's like shaking a tree. And there's going to be some fruit that falls off, and that'll just readjust and recalibrate the market a little bit. So don't start thinking just because your needs aren't immediately available in the portal right now that they won't be, because the best rosters in many cases are still playing. Like Georgia's still playing. Texas is still playing. I'm pretty sure all of those teams are going to lose players. Which players? I don't know.